I'm so tired of hearing people saying that they want to make 10K, 10K, 10K a month. 10K is just a number, right? How you get there, there's so many different ways to get to 10K a month, but 10K is just a number. You can do well with 5K a month, you can do well with 7K a month, 18K. Everyone has a different number, but 10K is just it's just a number at the end of the day. And what happens is people get so fixated on the number 10K that they haven't even reached 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, right? The key here is understanding who you're working with. You could be making 10K a month and you could be absolutely miserable. Why? Because you're putting all of your energy towards maybe your clients, maybe you're not doing things properly, maybe you've just been focusing on the numbers. So you celebrated getting your sales. Oh, I just made this sale. I just made this sale. I just People always keep celebrating sales, right? But how often do you celebrate your clients winning? Right? And this is where I come in because I'm huge on the fulfillment side, right? I'm huge on getting your clients wins. Getting your clients wins, getting 1 to 2 people your wins is more valuable to me than just closing a bunch of people. Because what happens is if you close a bunch of people, you are now you have an amana, you have a responsibility to make sure that they get results, right? And if you have a lot of clients who just don't show up for themselves, you don't set expectations, right? Then people will just come in and they'll join your program or whatever you're doing. You join whatever service that you're doing. They're not going to show up for themselves. So as a result, they're just going to say, "Oh yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great," right? And this is a reality for most services, most coaching programs. Most of the people that join will not show up for themselves. It's just a reality. A lot of people just join for the dopamine hits. They join just because they want to be a part of something, or they want to say, "I've invested this much money, and I have," it's just a more of a mindset shift, right? So that's the biggest thing I want to talk about. Why more clients doesn't actually mean a better business, right? And if you try to work with everyone, you end up doing a worse job for everyone. That's why it's good to identify your ICP, the people that you want to work with, because I would rather have 1 to 2 great clients that are paying me good money than having a bunch of clients that are just in here and it's hard to track. They're not showing up for themselves. You're constantly chasing them. So this is something I really, really want to talk about. And it's important to understand that your client work is an amana, right? This is just an Islamic lens, which basically means it's a trust to you, right? So whether you're a Muslim or not, your clients trust you with their time, money, and expectations. So that trust means amana. So that means you're giving people their haqq, right? You don't overpromise. You don't take on more than you can deliver. Because a lot of people do this. A lot of people take on more than they can deliver. And then they're stuck in this sense where they don't know how to fulfill. They don't know what to do next. And that's where they get burnt out. They're under delivering, or it's just like the money that they get, it's gonna be you're gonna get a little. You're gonna get less barakah. Why? Because your barakah comes when you are actually doing what you're meant to do, right? You're doing it good and you're doing it with ihsan, right? And if you're not doing that, then don't think that just because you have high numbers that this is great. Yes, okay, you're making a risk. This is how you make a risk. But imagine how much barakah you'll get if you actually give whoever you're working with a great service, a great experience, results, etc. Right? So this is something that's super, super important, right? If someone pays you, you owe them excellence, ihsan, right? Not excuses. So this is what happens when you chase revenue instead of the responsibility. You take on clients that you shouldn't. You just sending out outreach just to different people, not really identify who you want to work with. And this is something that's super important to me. Who I work with is super, super important. I don't just want to work with anybody, because if I start working with anybody, then you're not gonna you're gonna find it difficult for yourself, right? So you're gonna stretch yourself thin, right? Your service quality drops, especially if you're new in this, or if you have a service and you're trying to get more people in, right? And you haven't optimized so that people that join will actually get a great experience. The clients will feel it. They'll feel like, okay, well, this is not as great as I thought, right? And that's not just a bad business. That's just failing the trust. So what I've seen work in real communities is a small group that shows up consistently. They do the work, they respect the process, and then coaches that naturally go above and beyond for them. And this is what happens when people start to show up for themselves. People like whoever is helping you will go above and beyond to help you, right? Especially if it's a done with you service. If it's a done for you type of service, it's a little bit different because you're just installing systems into their business. But if you are doing a done with you type of service where you're helping someone, you're helping a business, you're helping a creator, you're doing consulting, the done with you service is a done with you service. It's not a done for you. So that's something to make it super, super clear, right? And this is why great clients matter more than just a bunch of clients, right? Great clients respect your boundaries. They follow the expectations. They take ownership. These are the people that are going to be your testimonials, the referrals, long-term stability, right? One great client done right creates more barakah than 10 rushed ones. That's why I'd rather have a great client that pays me well than have a bunch of clients that are just paying me at the bare minimum. And that's why for me, I don't want to do low ticket. If I do low ticket, then okay, it's not going to be. I'm going to set an expectation that hey, this is what you get. Because if you get a bunch of people that are there, they're there's a first of all there's a mindset thing. They're not going to really show up for themselves, and this is like super super important. And this is what I mean by finding the model that you want to do and working with the right people. And if you work with the right people, you can also ask for more money later. These people will be willing to pay you more and more when they start seeing results with their business or whatever they're doing. They will naturally be inclined to pay you more. They'll feel guilty that they're not paying you more. They'll be like, this person's doing amazing. And yes, if they feel like they're getting you at a discount, eventually, if you present to them and say, hey, this is what we've been doing, this is the value we've been providing, now I think we should go up to this rate. They will be happy to pay you, especially if they're getting results, right? And this is what I mean. This is like optimizing for the baraka, right? And setting expectations is part of the giving the haq. So giving your clients their haq doesn't mean overworking, doesn't mean being available 24/7, saying yes to everything. It just means clear expectations, clear boundaries, and a clear standard, right? So when expectations are clear, results are better for every single person. So I want to make this clear because I know a lot of people when they say like giving clients their help, they think that they have to go above and beyond. But remember, you're a human being. You have your own life, right? There's things that you have to do as well. So make this super super clear. So the long-term trap of chasing 10K too early, again, it's people rush to numbers before the systems, they scale chaos, they burn out. You might hit 10K, but you won't be able to sustain it because your offer isn't very good. So at least not yet. You have to build on it. So this is just my philosophy. I'd rather work with a fewer people, do the job properly, and build something sustainable, right? I'd rather have one client I can serve with ihsan than 10 that I can't. These are just my thoughts. So again, closing thoughts: 10K too early hurts most businesses because it puts money before responsibility, and that never ends well. And if you want to scale and you want to build upon your community with the right clients, that's the work that I focus on. So inshallah, if that's something you're open and you want to actually do, then you feel free to check out the links down below. There's some references. You can there should be a call link as well to book a call with the team. But this is something that I want to really, really talk about. I think it's something super, super important. Please don't book a call if you're not determined. If you can't afford it, then please don't book a call. This isn't going to be free. So inshallah, this is something I want to talk about, and this is also my ICP and really defining who I'm working with. And the people that I work with, they are making multiple five figures every month. So that should be the expectation. But if you are someone that is newer and you're determined, then book a call, inshallah. So that's all I want to talk about, inshallah. And yeah, hopefully that made sense. And let me know what else you want to learn about. And inshallah, we'll talk soon. Assalamu alaikum.